So it's been a minute. So I think it's been about nearly 2 years since I uploaded my Magical Market videos, and it was my first big market selling my crochet. I had a really good time. You can go and check out those videos if you haven't seen them yet. I had a couple videos edited and, well, not quite edited, but in the process of editing, ready to upload, of a Christmas market that I did and then a pattern test. And I'm planning to finish editing them and take some more footage because I didn't actually end up finishing the filming part of those videos. But I'm hoping to film a little bit more footage and add them to those videos, and I will be uploading them soon so that there you can see where I've been in my crochet journey since the end of 2023 when I did those Magical Market videos and uploaded those. The real question is, where have I been and what have I been up to since? My husband and I bought our house, which is very exciting, and we have started to renovate, so we have also decided to combine our two office studios, whatever you want to call them, to one room, which is why I'm in a slightly different setting. So my yarn is now in this room and my husband's desk is on this side with all of his mixing gear and stuff. And it's been really nice having new yarn shelves, so I've been able to reorganise everything and have all of my colour coordinated plushy yarn in the top 3 shelves, all of my DK weight yarn here, and then even lower in the lower 2 shelves there's lots of other things like different fibres, different weights and things that I've bought for specific projects. I still need to move my desk and my computer in here, and I want to decorate a little bit as well. I've made some pieces and things like that I'm hoping to put up properly, make it into a really comfortable space for me to sit and crochet in the evenings. I think I've done quite a lot of clothing, garments and pattern tests in 2024 and the first half of 2025 as well. So the first pattern test that I did, which is a video that will hopefully be coming out, is for Crochet Highway. I think I've now done 3 different pattern tests for her, and they've been really fun and really challenging, learning to work with new types of fibres, new weights, and learning to do different stitch patterns, and they've just been really lovely, and it's helped me to segue into making a lot of garments, which I have thoroughly enjoyed. And I filmed this really fun TikTok with my sister, got her to try on all the different outfits and clothes and things that I've been making, so that was really fun, and you can check that out on my YouTube shorts or TikTok or Instagram. I think it's on all of them. Magical Market in 2024, which I didn't actually film a vlog for, but it went really well. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a 2-day market, so prep was absolutely crazy. It was the same kind of vibe, same venue, a lot of the same vendors, but also some really great new ones, and I had a really good time there. I didn't do so much of my sun catchers this time, but I did a lot more sort of different plushies, and I did some more other pieces, like I did some wind spinners, I did some more tapestries and things, and yeah, that was a really great market, so I did enjoy that. At that market, I actually started to make an outfit for a concert that I was going to literally 1 month after that market. I went to see Sleep Token for the first time, and it was really, really fun. It was the day after my birthday as well. I decided that I was going to crochet a cardigan to wear to the concert because I wanted to have something unique, and I had an idea in my brain for what I wanted to make for it. Made a cardigan. I literally freehanded it. I made the pixel chart on the back on stitchfiddle.com, made it in sort of one big back panel, and then I used moss stitch to do the front panels and the sleeves. I did a sort of front post, back post alternating double crochet for the ribbing and the cuffs. It basically has started this small habit now, I'm going to call it, of me making crochet outfits for different concerts and gigs that I have been going to. So the next one that I ended up doing was for 21 Pilots, which was their Clancy World Tour that I went to in May with my friends, and that was really, really good fun. So I made a red mesh jumper for that, as well as the Clancy hat, which I had seen all over TikTok and Instagram. Now I am currently working on a outfit for Reading Festival, which is about 3 weeks away now, and I'm going to be watching Bring Me the Horizon with my sister, so I'm super excited for that. And I have been working on that cardigan too, which I think I will hopefully be showing in later on in the video. I also went to Japan in March this year, which was really exciting. I went with my grandma and my parents, and we had a really good time. I had so much fun scouting the Okudaya shop, which is like, it's in this area called Shinjuku in Tokyo, and it's literally like 6 floors of fibre crafts. So there was all sorts of different fabrics and a whole floor just for yarn, and it was so much fun to go and look around. I actually did buy some yarn there. When me and my husband went to Nashville a couple years ago, I bought some loops and threads yarn, and I used it to make this really nice shawl. So I also have been trying, when I've had the opportunity to go to a yarn shop somewhere where we've been on holiday, I've been trying to buy something so that I can make myself effectively a souvenir piece, and that's been something really nice that that I've been doing as well. So I need some ideas for what on earth I can make for these pieces, these yarns that I bought from Japan. So let me show you what I got. So the first thing that I got was this, it was on sale for 1,000 yen, which was £5, and I believe it's about, I think this is about 250 grams of cotton, if I'm correct. I'm not really sure though, because it's all in pretty much in Japanese. It looks like it's 80 meters. Oh, sorry, this is 25 grams. So this is 125 grams of cotton, and it was £5. So yeah, you can kind of see the colour is like a very kind of pale periwinkle, I would say. It's kind of blue but slightly purple, really lovely. So I got one set of these, and I got another one in this colourway, which actually looks a little bit patriotic, I guess. But yeah, it's like a red that fades into a pink, and a kind of darker blue with a light blue fade, and on white. And same thing, 1,000 yen, so it was about £5 for this. 5 rolls of 25 grams, which is about 80 meters each. And I think it says the hook size is either anywhere between a 3mm to a 5mm. I've never really seen that before on yarn, but I'm guessing that the 3mm is what it should be, but maybe you can size up to a 4 or a 5 if you wanted a looser kind of lace feel to whatever it is you're using it for. So those two sets are the same kind of brand. So yes, I have that, and I need to figure out what I'm going to make with those. I'm kind of thinking of something probably quite small so that I can make sets, so maybe either pot holders or washcloths, maybe face scrubbies, but we'll see. If you have any ideas, please let me know. And then my favourite thing that I ended up buying was 2 balls of this lovely anti-pilling acrylic DK weight yarn. It's super pretty. I think it's actually from Italy. It is made to be sold in Japanese shops, which was quite cool. I absolutely love the colours here. If you don't know, or you haven't noticed already, green and blue are effectively my favourite colours. So this is DK weight, but it does actually call for 5mm needles or 5mm hook. So that's interesting. Although I'm sure I could happily use a 4mm on those. So yeah, I also need ideas for what on earth I'm going to make with this. Something else I did do last year, which was really quite fun, was I started selling my plushies in a shop on my local high street. I did that for around a year before stopping. I really enjoyed it. It was quite fun because the shopkeeper would ask me for different things to fit in with a theme that she was trying to have that month, or if there was demand for a particular item that was really popular, then obviously I would make extra of those, and that was quite nice. So over a year I probably sold, I think, about 50 plushies, it was really nice to have that as kind of a slow little income, and to make only a few plushies a month to restock rather than have to prepare months just for one event. It was also really easy because it was effectively like advertising for free, because she obviously was able to keep the shop open all week while I was at work, but in the evenings I could make some plushies and then drop them off at the weekend. It was definitely more of a shop that was aimed at younger people, like children, and offered different craft workshops and things like that. So plushies sold really well in that shop. However, because I've started to work more on garments and bags and other different types of accessories and things, I am looking to try and find another shop to sell my things. I have been continuing to upload things to my website, but traffic is slow and I don't put a lot of effort into trying to advertise, particularly because I would rather spend my time crocheting, quite frankly. I'm also in the season where I'm starting to look for markets to do for the autumn and for winter as well. I'm building up a little bit of stock in terms of accessories and wearables and decor, and I definitely want to restock some of my plushies because there are quite a few that I haven't had made for at least 6 months now. So I'm gonna try and work through the rest of the summer to be just restocking and hopefully filming some chill vlogs and just basically give you guys somewhere to come and relax while you're crocheting at home, wherever that might be as well. I had good fun making the 6-day star blanket this year actually. I started that back in December, possibly even November, and it took me quite some time. I got very close to finishing my 6-day star blanket just after New Year's in 2025, and I discovered that I had skipped an entire section granny cluster on one of the sides of this star, and because that granny cluster then becomes 3 separate stitches, I ended up having one side significantly shorter than the other points of the star. And I noticed that this was in like the second repeat out of 6. So I just couldn't complete it and not see that massive error. So I had to frog it. I just couldn't let myself finish this blanket and have this huge mistake in it. It just wasn't gonna happen. So I frogged all the way back to day 2 and I had this massive ball of dual spun Sirdar Midnight Fjords was the colour I used, yarn, and it was literally rock solid. It was this ridiculous ball of concrete yarn. And I redid the whole thing, but because of my frustration, I didn't touch that blanket. Actually, it's right here. I've put it on this computer box to kind of cover up the ugly cardboard in the room. But I didn't touch that from about January through till maybe May or June. And then I started to work on it more in May and June, and I finished it a few weeks ago. And actually, I really love how that turned out. It was really pretty, and I am looking forward. I actually think the colours of it sit quite well in this room, so I think I'm probably going to have it put over my office chair when I eventually move my desk and computer and chair into this room. Or I'll have it on the sofa bed, which is currently open and I'm sitting on, when it's put away and we haven't got guests staying over. But yeah, that's more or less what my crochet journey has looked like since I posted those first 2 videos. So here is some footage of what I've been up to this week, and hopefully you enjoy it. It is Thursday. I started this hat last night. I saw this pattern, well, it's not even out yet. I saw Kelsey over on Passionate Goods make this up in a vlog where it's basically just a bucket hat pattern and it switches between granny clusters and V-stitches. So I literally just wrote down what she said and kind of figured out the rest from screen grabs and stuff, and I just decided to make it in Lily Sugar and Cream Emerald Ombre is the colour that I used. I got a cone of it. You can find it on Amazon, I think, in the UK. So I just decided to start making it last night. I literally watched the vlog yesterday And I finished it during my lunch break at work today. It's a bit more like a sun hat than a bucket hat, but I love it. So I've been wearing it this afternoon. I have a few fun projects on the go that I wanted to share. I have been working on my outfit for Bring Me the Horizon. I'm going to see them at Reading Festival in about 3 weeks. I have decided to do a little bit more than just a cardigan or a hat. I am doing a cardigan and it's inspired by Posthuman Next Gen album. It's the newest one. It has Vex, this black, half white teddy bear. So my cardigan is half black, half white. I also really like the green background, and my favourite single off the album is called Kool-Aid, and the album artwork for that is a red skull-shaped jug of Kool-Aid on a pink background. So I've taken all of those things and incorporated them into my cardigan, which currently looks like this. I decided to do a hexagon cardigan, and I've got the black half on one side and the white half on the other side. And then I did, in tapestry crochet, I did BMTH with the sort of 6-pointed star logo in red and pink. And then I've also added these sage green scallops to go round the edge. I was initially going to do front post, back post alternating double crochets, but because of how big this is, it's quite oversized and the sleeves are huge. And that type of ribbing cuff method would have worked a lot better if it didn't have to cinch in to like this wide for my wrist. It's really big, so I'm just going to go with like a loose flowing oversized vibe instead of cuffing in and cinching in on the outsides like I did for my Sleep Token cardigan. So yeah, this is the progress so far. I think I might have to add a little bit of length onto here. I'm not quite sure if I'm happy with the length yet, but I am going to add the green scallops around the ends of the sleeves when I have finished with that. So that is the first and probably biggest and most important part of my outfit for that gig. Then I've also been working on some really cute hair charms. Oh, it's gotten a bit tangled, but here we go. So these are the hair charms. They're super cute. They're a free pattern. I can't remember the name of the pattern designer. So I've made 2 of these and it's really easy. You literally it's just a series of chains, and then the leaves are sort of a cluster of different stitches on a chain, and you leave like loops that you then put the flowers in afterwards. And each charm is basically 2 strands with this loop in the middle. So you literally just have like a 10 chain loop or something in the middle, which you can just put on a bobby pin and clip it into your hair, and you can braid it into your hair and all sorts. And I literally thought this was perfect because I bought a Bring Me the Horizon t-shirt off of their website, off of Horizon Supply Co. And it is their band name on the front and the logo on the back, literally in the same green with the same flowers. And I deliberately bought these colours for the flowers to match that t-shirt. So I'm going to wear that t-shirt, and I'm going to wear like 2 of these in my hair as well to match that, along with the cardigan. Somebody on TikTok saw this and commented that they really wanted to buy one. So I've also decided that I'm going to be making a few of these, probably just about 6 to start off with, for a custom listing on my website, where I'm going to offer them in 3 different lengths, because obviously my hair is really long and this one is made to fit the length of my hair. I think this is we're probably looking at about 15 inches, I guess. I could be completely wrong. But that's really long. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to offer mine at 3 different lengths. Short length is probably going to be around 8 inches for people with like bob kind of cuts or just like shoulder length hair. Then I think I'll go 10 inches and then 12. And I might change that to 11 and 14, depending on sort of the average lengths of hair, I guess, that I might do a little bit of research just to find out. So I'm going to do that, and I think I'm just going to make 2 of each in each length. So this is 1, this is 2, each one is 2 strands with the loop in the middle. So I'm going to make 6 more of each of these and put them on my website, try and reply to that comment and see if anybody buys them. So that is what I will be doing, and if nobody buys them, I don't really care, because I can use them for market stock for any upcoming markets that I have, if I can find some, because at the moment I'm only signed up for one and it's not until like mid-December, and nobody's going to be wearing these in mid-December. So we'll see how that goes. Something else I haven't made in a while, but I think would be really good to make for a market or just to get back on my website again, is some hanging plants. I did 2 of them last year and they both sold really quick. I think I'm going to make a few of those, and I love that there are definitely a few patterns I've tried already with different types of leaves. So I did a Monstera one before, and I've done a string of pearl one before, and I know you can do like succulent ones and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to make some of those, and I need to pick what colours I'm going to make them with, because I have a lot. This is basically my DK yarn shelf. I have a bunch of greens, I have a bunch of beiges and browns and all kinds of neutral colours that would work really well for potted plants and hanging plants. So I'm going to have a little sift through and see which ones I like, and we can decide on camera in a sec. Okay, well, I've had a good shuffle through, and I think I've picked out some nice greens and some nice browns, darker creams, and also a kind of terracotta vibe colour. So I have 5 greens to choose from. So I'm going to just start off with 3, and here are all the different greens that I have in my DK weight stash. So I think all of these are basically either Wendy Supreme DK, these 2 are both Wendy Supreme DK, this one is Women's Institute. All of them can be bought in Hobbycraft in the UK, and I'm pretty sure that both of these are also Women's Institute. I don't have the labels, but I'm pretty sure that they are, because they run quite thick, and Women's Institute tends to run much thicker than Wendy Supreme DK or Stylecraft as well. But I'm pretty sure both of these are Women's Institute. So if we're bunching them by brand, these 3 are the same brand. I don't know if you can see in the light. And then those 2 are both the same brand. I'm not sure if I'm vibing with this. This colour is called Pistachio. And I think it just might be a little bit too yellow for me. So I think I'm going to veto this one. And that leaves me with these 4. This is giving me a eucalyptus vibe. Okay, this one's called eucalyptus. It's giving a little bit too teal, or like a little bit too blue. So I think I might also veto this one. However, I did do a string of pearl in a really similar colour to this, and I absolutely loved it. So I might end up actually switching back to this. I think I'm going to go with these 3, because then I just have like a nice range. I have a super sage kind of green. This one's called Sage Green. Guys, I'm on fire with naming my colours today. And then this one's quite bright, which I really like. However, if it's too bright, I might actually swap this one out for the eucalyptus, because then it'll be a little bit more neutral and it might just sit a bit better Oh, that's a good point. I might not even have enough of this. Definitely don't have another ball. Okay. I'm gonna do these 3 so that I don't run out of yarn, because I might run out of that dark green if I use it. So let's decide which browns, like which soil and colour pot I'm going to use for each of those. So I thought this one would be really cute for like a terracotta pot. It's like a really nice copper. This colour is called Fox Rust and it's Women's Institute DK. So I think that these 2 probably will sit quite well together. It'll be a very kind of cute autumn plant. I have 4 different colours for potential soil and pots. I have this one. I'm pretty sure these are both left over from my 2023 temperature blanket. So I think this one is like gold and this one is, I can't even remember, cinnamon, I think, possibly. But these are both Stylecraft DK and I can't remember the exact colours. I think they're both just a bit too close to this Fox Rust. So I'm not going to use either of those 2. I think this one's just too light. It just looks a bit like sand and that might be better for a pot colour. I think this is the one. I think this brown really fits. I think it adds to the autumn kind of vibe and I think those 3 are going to sit really nice together. Okay, so leaves, brown and soil, soil and brown, and then the terracotta pot in this Fox Rust. Probably want to do like a light coloured pot. I think that. And then possibly the same dark brown again for the soil. Yeah, I think I like that. I like that a lot. And that leaves us with the very bright green. Does that work? I don't like that either. Guys, I changed my mind. I think I'm going to put these 2 together because I just think they work a little bit better. Yes, this is super yellowy, but I think that might work. It'll be kind of quite close, a little bit clashy, but I think that I prefer that to anything that this really bright green is going to go with. So I am going to go downstairs and sit on the sofa and I'm going to make a start on picking which plants I'm going to use for each of those colourways. So I'm going to be uploading these to my shop, hopefully at some point soon today. I've taken some pictures and I still need to do one more. I have another colourway picked out that we chose earlier in the video, which is now a few days ago for me. So I'm going to do that, and I just can't decide if I want to do one of 3 different plant patterns. One is sort of just like a succulent with leaves, but I've seen a couple others that are kind of more dangly, which I kind of prefer with the leaves and stuff. I think it just shows off a bit more, which is kind of cool. So I've seen one that has curly kind of jellyfish tentacles for amigurumi, and I have done those before, and I think it's similar to kind of what I've used for my wind spinners and things like that. So I'm going to try and make one with either the curls. I saw another one that's really cute, which is like fern leaves and stuff, and they're like long enough that they kind of dangle over the edge of the pot but don't necessarily hang lower than that. But I do really like the look of those, so who knows, I might do a couple more. But something cool I want to also show you is I managed to get hold of something in a little drop that happened literally the other day. So, I can't remember the name of her account. I think it's In Blow Balls on Instagram, and she makes, I think it's Sasha. She makes these amazing project bags with these like fabric sort of holders inside the bag and little clips, so you can put your crochet hook with the yarn still on it inside the little kind of holder and clip it closed, and the yarn stays on the hook and then it trails off into the bag with whatever project it is that you have on the hook. So effectively you can just keep your project on the hook and it doesn't fall out. I managed to get one of these in her latest drop. She's done like 2 or 3 recently and they just keep selling out within like an hour. And I stumbled across it on Instagram and I just fell in love with it, so I really wanted to get one. So this is the project bag. It's really cute, really sturdy and very nicely made. And so inside it's just kind of got another lining of fabric on the inside, and then on this side it has this, I think she calls it a DPN holder, and it's just got this sort of another little pouch in with these buttons. So you open the buttons and then inside you can literally see the crochet hook is just being held on with the yarn there. So I've got my floral hair chains that I'm working on in here, and I just thought that is so clever. I was a little bit worried because I messaged her when I missed the last drop because I was absolutely desperate to get one, and I wanted to get one that was definitely going to fit my Clover and More hooks in here. And when this one arrived I was terrified. I was actually thinking, oh goodness, I don't know if they're going to fit, but they do. They're literally perfect. So I'm very happy about that. You should check her out on Instagram at In Blow Balls, and I'm sure she'll be making more of these because there's just such a high demand for them. So yeah, really lovely. Hi guys, I'm going to close this video out here because there's so much footage and I just don't want to put it all into like a really long 1 hour long video. So I've decided to basically put that all towards the next vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I have so many more videos coming and I'm so sorry that I've basically just taken this 2-year hiatus. But thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!